The PlayStation 5 is the most anticipated console. Outselling the Nintendo Switch and Xbox One, the PlayStation 4 left big shoes to fill. The PlayStation 5 is going to be a technical achievement that could be the most powerful console ever made so far. Releasing for the holiday 2020 season, it's only a matter of time before this behemoth hits store shelves. With the PlayStation 5's release date on the horizon, there have been a ton of rumors and minimal facts told about the PlayStation 5. This list attempts to dispel falsehoods by separating fact from fiction. The following is a compilation of 5 things we know about the PlayStation 5 and 5 things we're hoping for. Number 10. DualShock 5 with haptic feedback. First off, the DualShock 5 controller for the PlayStation 5 will use a USB-C port to charge instead of the micro USB. This will mean faster charge times for the controller and less time waiting for it to reach maximum power. Relatively little is known about PlayStation 5's DualShock 5 controller. We do know, however, that the new controller will use haptic feedback. With haptic motors instead of rumble motors in the controller, it will deliver a whole new sense of realism akin to force feedback. Driving off-road will feel like you're being thrown off the course with added realism. Imagine feeling a stream of water while swimming in a game. Number 9. A more user-friendly home screen. A simple user interface might appeal to some people, but it's hard to ignore that Xbox has continually improved its home screen, whereas PlayStation has not. PlayStation may have won the console wars, but it was a close race. Xbox One's home screen is much more advanced and intuitive for multitasking when compared to PlayStation 5's. This dated home screen is in desperate need of an update, and it's looking like Sony is waiting for the PlayStation 5. Number 8. 8K television support. 8K resolution is a significant step up in picture quality in comparison to 4K Ultra HD. The number of pixels quadruples with 8K when comparing it to a 4K resolution. This means the picture quality will be potentially 4 times as clear. We don't know, however, if the 8K technology on the PlayStation 5 will be upscale or if it will be true 8K. There is a significant difference between upscaling and not, so we'll have to wait and see what Sony has in store for its players. Number 7. PSVR 2 launch alongside PS5. With the widely successful release of the PSVR, PlayStation VR, fans are clinging onto any news they can get. With the rumored release of PSVR 2, we couldn't be more ecstatic. There is an abundance of ways that PlayStation 5 could make PSVR 2 excel. For starters, it could improve the graphics of VR games, so they don't have noticeable pixels. The PSVR may be a technical achievement, but it has a long way to go if it wants to become a household staple. Number 6. Solid-state drive. A solid-state drive is a type of storage device that has no moving parts. It has significantly faster read and write speeds, which will mean faster installation and loading times for the PlayStation 5. Imagine playing a game with a vast amount of content and almost instantaneous loading times? This dream will soon become a reality for console gamers. It's already available to PC gamers, and soon, the PlayStation 5 will have it as well. Number 5. An affordable launch price. For those who pinch every penny, the PlayStation 5 will be too expensive when it launches in 2020. We have our fingers crossed that Sony will make the PlayStation 5 affordable at launch. According to USGamer.net, the PlayStation 4 first launched at a price point of $399 back in 2014, and while the PlayStation 4 Slim later launched in 2016 at the reduced price point of $299, the more powerful PlayStation 4 Pro launched at the same price as the original PS4, $399. Given this information, and taking inflation into account, we can predict the PlayStation 5 will cost anywhere from $399 to $499. Number 4. Backward compatibility. As reported by Wired.com, because it's based in part on the PS5's architecture, it will also be backward compatible with games for that console. All PlayStation 4 games may be backward compatible with the PlayStation 5. This comes as good news after a lackluster generation for backward compatible gaming. The Xbox One eventually introduced backward compatibility, and although it was limited, it was a step in the right direction. Subscription-based PlayStation Now is the only way to play classic PlayStation games on the PlayStation 4. It's bad news for people who actually own the games. Number 3, more exclusives. Keep up the excellent work, Sony. We've seen hit exclusive after exclusive on the PlayStation 4, which is why the console has dominated in the video game market. As the console with the most sales for this generation, PlayStation 4 has released exclusives such as Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War, Uncharted 4, A Thief's End, Bloodborne, Spider-Man, Persona 5, and more. As gamers, we are entitled to ask for it all and expect nothing less. Number 2, ray tracing hardware. For those who are unsure, ray tracing hardware is the future of gaming. One comparison often made is HDR to ray tracing hardware. Although they have similarities, the concept behind HDR and ray tracing hardware is entirely different. Ray tracing uses a light source and designs images based on that. In explanation, the light rays strike the player like it does in the real world. This technology leads to realistic reflections, improved shadows, and other lighting effects. PlayStation 5 will boast this technology, bringing realism like never before. Number 1. Remasters of our favorite games. Even a game as old as Bloodborne still looks fantastic on the PlayStation 4, but a game like Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, game by the same developer, is more impressive artistically. PlayStation 5 will, of course, have better specs than the PlayStation 4, which will lead to better graphics. Judging by how popular remastered games have become in recent years, the PlayStation 5 will have an abundance of remakes and remasters for fans to enjoy. The Last of Us Remastered is an example of an exceptional remaster. If only Sony could do what they did with The Last of Us Remastered for other games, we would be in a gamer's paradise. So guys, that's all for today's video. Hope you liked it. Give it a thumbs up and thanks for watching.